for our incredible, beautiful home fragrances by Daniel Stone. And these are fragrances that are luxe, high-end. They are European derived from Paris, which of course is the capital of all fragrances and luxury. We actually have joining us an industry expert. Her name is Katie Shores. And Katie, it's so nice to have you on the show. I love that you're following our incredible, beautiful Today's Special, because with these wonderful home fragrances, what better pairing, right? You've got all the sensories for your eyes and now for your nose. We've got a couple of choices, Katie, and so I know you're gonna walk us through everything, and you tell me where you would like to begin, but I do want to mention to everyone that you're going to get 2 of the 5-ounce bottles that you see before me. So, and we're gonna talk to you a little bit about why they're special and why they are different. Tell me where you wanna start. Do you wanna start with the bays? Is that a great place to start?
Let's start with that bays.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So what is it? What does it smell like?
Yeah. So bays is actually French for berries.
Nice.
So you've got that really tart, crisp, berry, fruity note, a little bit of that citrus from the bergamot, and then you turn into a little bit of that white rose, a little more berry, and then it rounds out into a really, really wonderful, sort of slightly earthy aroma. So you have a very balanced fragrance. If you like more of the fruity, citrus, berry, tart aromas, this is your gal right here.
Yeah, now, that smells really great.
Really, really nice, especially on the top notes. Now, the way that these are structured, we have a wonderful combination of nature and science that Daniel Stone has designed because of his travels to Europe. So it pairs really beautifully with all of the fragrances as well. Each of them goes so nicely, but I want to point out that it's wonderful with the Oud Wood. The Oud Wood is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. It's more woodsy. Now, Oud Wood is actually one of the most expensive elements that you can possibly use for fragrance and perfuming. So that combined with sandalwood, which is also quite expensive to use, is a really nice, spicy, wood-forward, earthy aroma. The thing about it is that it's very luxurious and romantic. I love this during this time of year, especially. Now, the bays pairs nicely with it because it has the opposite kind of tart notes, whereas this is very warm, very woodsy. The other thing you could do is pair it with a little more of that lighter Figuier, for example, which is another fragrance of ours. It is so, so nice and light. It has kind of a feminine while about it. So if you're more in sort of those light, semi-sweet fragrance flavor points, this is definitely going to be a go-to for you. And the way that it pairs so well, because it is so light, it goes back to each of the other fragrances effortlessly. So definitely a little bit of that kind of spa-like quality where it's not overwhelming, it's just refreshing. Very, very wonderful with the Figuier. It pairs beautifully with the Santal because there are some notes of sandalwood in the Figuier as well, but the Santal is definitely where you'll find your sandalwood. Again, very expensive elements go into these wonderful fragrances, just like your perfumes. So we have more of a kind of fruity, clean, sort of a sandalwood forward fragrance with this one. And it pairs beautifully, again, with the Figuier, with the bays as well, for just a little bit of a lighter kind of aroma. And then if you do pair it with the Oud Wood, you're going to get a really vibrant woodsy fragrance, perfect for the holidays. If you have your Christmas tree and you want that fragrance to be just brought more to the forefront and complemented, the sandalwood and the Oud Wood would be marvelous with that. We're all about mixing and matching.
I love that. So we're showing you the Oud Wood and the top notes and the middle notes, and then of course the bottom notes. And I love that the layering of all of the fragrances that you're getting with them that you talked about. And I should also mention, although now we are sharing with you the set of 2 of the room sprays, we also have the diffusers. So maybe you are more of, you prefer to have the diffusers in your home other than the sprays. You do have the options. What I'd like for us to do, if we can, I'm gonna ask, first let me show you the diffusers. Now these are a separate purchase, but you may prefer one or the other, or you might want to add them both. to your order. So I just want you to know, the item number that you're seeing now, though, is for the sprays, but we also had, in the exact same fragrances, have the diffusers. I actually like them both, and I love a good diffuser, and they would make for a wonderful, wonderful gift. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you. I'm gonna just pop those in the back, and I'm going to ask that we start with the Figuier. And I'm gonna ask us to put the notes up once again, because I know that these fragrances are new for everyone. And if we can force those notes, I'd love, Katie, for you to walk us over. So if I'd like to choose the Figuier, these are the notes that I can expect.
Absolutely. So it starts out with the green leaves. Now, the green leaves is that very crisp, very, very greenery kind of aroma. Now, at the middle notes, and let me just kind of tell you, top notes are what kind of draws you in. When we talk about fragrance and perfume and home fragrance that has top, middle, and base notes like a perfume, you're talking about it's like a love story. So you have the very introduction with the top notes that really catches your attention. And then the middle notes, that fig, that coconut milk, the green moss, just very softly brings you in toward the plot of the story. It develops the characters, right? So you've got that really nice kind of creamy, soft, sweet edge to it. And then it develops into that wonderful baseline, those base notes with the mango blossom and the strawberries and the vanilla. So it really takes you to a more softened place. So you have those middle notes kind of connecting the top and the base, and the base notes bring it all home. It's the wonderful conclusion of the story that you can smell for hours upon hours to come. All you have to do is just spritz a little in the air, a little on your fabric surfaces. I highly recommend doing it that way because it lasts more. So it does pair very beautifully with the Oud Wood. Now this one is more of that wood heavy. So kind of, again, on the opposite end of the spectrum where it's a little deeper from the get-go. You've got the rosewood, that spicy cardamom and Chinese pepper that really just kind of triggers your senses at the top notes. The Oud Wood and the Sandalwood and the Vetiver, those are all very much those expensive, really high quality, luxurious fragrances that really just are at the heart of this. And then once you get to the tonka bean, the vanilla, and the amber, it just smooths it all out into a wonderfully luxurious and romantic kind of flavor way. So it makes you relax a bit. I highly recommend having this diffuser near a bath. Now, Santal goes very, very well with the Oud Wood as well. And it's more sandalwood forward. Actually, that's the basis of the name. Santal is the sandalwood. So you've got the spicy cardamom at the top that really brings home that wonderful kind of, you think of like nutmeggy and just very, very deep, even at the top notes. You go into the amber and the sandalwood, and it already begins to smooth. And then you hit the mango blossom, the strawberries, and the vanilla, and it just gives you a little punch, just a little bit of fruit to kind of counterbalance that musk kind of derivative. And it's just very, very, I think of kind of a crackling fire at a spa resort. Now the bays, this one right out of the gate, like I said, was my favorite to begin with, and I still quite love it. But it is more of that fruity, citrusy berry complex. So you've got that bergamot and the cassis, that punch, that tart aroma at the very beginning. So it's very refreshing. It's just a wonderful burst of fragrance. And then it develops into the white rose, so a little hint of the florals and the currant. And then it goes into the oak moss and the tonka, and the musk actually as well, because we just need that little element of earthiness to it.
Well, I think they're all terrific. If you want to take a closer look at some of the notes, we are providing you with them on our website at hsn.com. And if you would like to add the diffusers to your order, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Remember, you're gonna get the set of 2 for $20. We're also offering these